girl, you and me. Na, 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 na. Da, 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 da. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom,
There we go.
boom, boom,
Get that there. Oh, Lord. That was not intentional. I played the 50-50 at the Boston Celtics game.
boom. Mm-hmm.
Now, every game they send me the information to play the 50-50. Every game. I'm
You
like,
cashed out.
I got it. No.
Oh, you
I'm
didn't?
about to get off the, I'll go do the unsubscribe or something.
All right. Welcome back to Entirely Media. I'm your host, Darren Robinson, and tonight, on a Friday night, the league is giving us plenty to dissect. Joining me tonight is a panel that played this game at the highest level, has the knowledge at the highest level. I want to introduce first Miss Ashley Chevalier. Ashley, you're muted. Chris Lucci, NBA agent, and my uncle, Aaron Miller, certified hater, beige bandit, and Kyle Murphy. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So tonight we're talking about 1 million gamble in Phoenix for next year's All-Star, a high-flying fresh start in Atlanta, the brewing tension in Los Angeles where star power is high, but the chemistry is hitting rock bottom. And tonight I want to start with that Phoenix angle. So Matt, Ishbia just went on McAfee's show, right? I think, Aaron, you had brought this up. Offered $1 million to dunk contest and three-point contest winners, plus $1 million to charity, which is insane, $2 million total. League office is reportedly sweating a little bit about this just because of CBA bonus structures and some other financial things that Chris can go into later. But from a perspective of players in general, I think he knows that a 100K check or any type of incentive under $1 million just does not move the needle for guys making $50 million plus a year, right? And so my question for you, Chris, as an agent, if your max contract player, your client, comes to you and says, because of this bonus, I do want to participate in All-Star. I want to do the dunk contest. I want to do the three-point contest. Are you signing off on that or giving advice like, bro, you should do this? Or is that injury risk still a little too high for the business side of things?
I didn't know which way you were going with this, but the max player is not going to compete for the $1 million. Now, the up and coming superstar, young talent, maybe a guy that's up for an extension, rookie extension that could be max, it might motivate them. It definitely is going to motivate them. But that actual max player is probably not going to play for the million. That being said, if I'm in that position, I think Matt is a part of the governance in the league today, right? So there's only 30 of them. And I believe that all of them need to be on the same page. You know what I mean? So if Matt is pushing this envelope, it's good for the overall game, right? The TV deal is typically what drives the salary cap. That's how your salary cap continues to grow. So I would imagine that him being, one of 30, hopefully that the ownership is all on board with this. And so therefore the trickle down to that general manager, he would fall in line.
I like that. Ashley, you know the competitive spirit probably better than anyone on this panel, right? And we talked a little bit about that, obviously, earlier in the week. Is it the money that gets them back into being competitive, or does the NBA need to just find a way to make the dunk contest, three-point contest, things of that nature more prestigious as it once was in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s?
Yeah, I don't. I think Chris has said this before. Like, if money was going to make them competitive, then you wouldn't think that they would have a problem. You know, they're getting paid millions of dollars to do this, and everything. And when it comes to the NBA All Star, it's like the whole weekend. It's supposed to just be a pride thing, you know. And I think that competitiveness in the NBA is already its own problem. So trying to extend that and have that trickle down into All Star Weekend, that's just going to be a tough thing in general.
Very well said. Aaron, what's your take on this?
I mean, I like it. But like Chris said, the max players, the super max players, they're not interested, even if it is $1 million or hell, you're playing for pride or whatever the case may be. But I would like to see the up and coming stars do it. I would like to see like Cooper Flag possibly do it. I feel like he might bring some excitement to the dunk contest. Obviously, my dream player for to be in the dunk contest would definitely be Ant Man for sure. But like I said, Supermax player, he's not finna do it. And the NBA and the Players Association, they've already kind of pushed back on it. Since this isn't part of the CBA, it's technically like under the table payment in a sense, and that disrupts like I guess the league's official bonus structure. But I mean, I just gotta give respect to Matt Ishbia for even like putting this out there because he's positioning himself as like a fan first owner, right? By publicly putting up like $3 to $4 million in total. I mean, he's forcing the NBA's hand in a sense because if the league says no, to me that looks like they're trying to be the fun police and blocking $2 million for charity.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that, Kyle. What are your sentiments?
Kind of the same thing everybody's kind of touched on. I just think the risk is higher than the reward. Like if you're a max contract player, $1 million is not going to change anything. It's not something that's going to add to your legacy for the most part. Like people don't even look at it as like a legacy builder. So it's just one of those things that they just have to figure out a different formula of how to fix it. But like Aaron was just saying, like I like the fact that he's trying to find some initiative to give some incentive for players to play, but it's going to be that trickle down effect. I think you'll get a superstar once in a while. I think Ant-Man will probably be one of those type of people who would actually want to be in the dunk contest because he just seems like he wants to have fun and possibly push him as the face of the league and everything. So the risk is just higher than the reward. That's all for me.
Sounds like we're all in the same mindset regarding that. So from an owner trying to buy excitement to a player who's actually providing that shit for free, for Jonathan Kaminga, the only currency right now I think that matters is just pure opportunity. I think it's easy for us to look at that first game and say 27 points, damn, Golden State messed up. But I think we should be fair too when we look at this, that Atlanta's spacing is wide open right now. So Aaron, I want to start with you because obviously you hold records for a reason, so you kind of know what it feels like when that game slows down. Does Kuminga's shot selection maybe in Atlanta look like a guy who's finally found that rhythm, or is this pretty much just that fresh start, new environment mentality for him?
This is a fresh start, new mentality for him. Like this wasn't just a good game. This is a system fit game. Because unlike the rigid, veteran heavy motion offense in Golden State, where he often felt kind of sidelined or just placed in a corner and whatnot, or expected to set screens for Curry. Atlanta's faster pace allowed him to thrive in transition. Coach Quinn Snyder even told him it's okay to shoot,
Yeah,
which is a dark contrast to the short leash he had back in the Bay. The Hawks play the Warriors again on March 21st, too. I looked that up, and I don't know about y'all, but that man smells blood in the water.
Yeah,
Because that's what JK is looking out for. I know for a fact he's got that date circled in his calendar. And if I'm his teammate, I already know what type of time he's on. I already know what he's got in his mind. This is a revenge game for him. So they're going to give him the ball every single chance he gets on every offensive possession. If I'm JK, I'm asking Steve Kerr, all them niggas you played before me, I need them to come guard me. Check up, nigga.
check up. When you look at that core, JK, obviously Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, is there a more scary athletic young trio in the East?
No, I think all of them can jump out the gym. All of them are team players. They're a new style type of players now. So they like to have fun. They look fun out there. There's a lot of freedom. Jonathan, he played 2 games so far, averaging 22, 8, and 3, and with 27 minutes. So it's not. I think he's just showing Kerr like what he was capable of. Like Aaron was saying, like you have Moody, you have all these pods playing over him for what? And he doesn't have to. They're still trying to figure out who their star is, even though Daniel's probably going to be the star, but Kaminga fits in with the best of them. So like those three, building around those three, like I think it's going to be a problem going forward, especially for the East.
Yeah, that's true. I think the real test is whether Kaminga can really maintain that efficiency when he becomes that number one option on the scouting report because it's a lot different when you're not being looked for. Chris, in that regard, now that he's in a new environment and matched up and paired with that roster, what do you think his ceiling is?
Well, I mean, let me pivot just a little bit, guys. Just a little bit. I mean, because we're talking about Kuminga. We're talking about the Hawks. I cannot talk about Kaminga and talk about the Hawks. Matter of fact, let me make sure my light is on where I'm at. I can't talk about Kaminga and talk about the Hawks without talking about March 16th. The Atlanta Hawks played Orlando Magic in dedication, in collaboration with Magic City. And they're gonna have lemon pepper wings, okay? They got an out cold black hoodie that's fire. I gotta get it. You understand? And it's the first NBA team to partner with a gentleman's club. So that being said, now back to Kuminga. What was the question again, D?
What the fuck is his ceiling?
Hey man, look, shit. I mean, you know, it's going crazy. You know, I'm in Atlanta, right? All right, so we had to, get on that right quick. Oh man, shit, it's Hilton. You know what? I think he might end up being an all-star. I think he'll have an all-star season at some point with Atlanta. I think he'll thrive in that style, in that system. It's athletic, it's fast, they're long. So I think he's going to, just from the hype and the excitement and proving that he belongs, the fresh start, I think all those variables, he's still young, he's in a popping city. He has a coach that, thinks outside the box. I think we're going to see an all-star season. Now, is he going to be a consistent all-star? I don't know. But I do think we'll get an all-star season out of him. So I'd say that'd be a silly.
Anyone think he can be most improved player next season?
I could see that.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say for sure.
I mean, one more thing I'd like to add is Steve Kerr. You better not double team him on March 21st because that's going to make you look weak as hell. Because why are you double teaming a man who you said wasn't worth playing in the first place?
I don't want to see game. 24.
I don't want to see none of that double team shit. No. Remember, if you do, it makes you look weak and wrong about what you did to him.
Nah, he need a double team so he can bust their ass and then be like, get Steve Kerr out of there.
But hold up.
That's what different topic.
Hold up.
No.
If they double team him, he got to make the right play. So, yeah, double team and see what his pass. Steve Kerr might say, yeah, I'm going to double team you and see if you make the right play. See, in our system, not that I'm defending Kerr for sure, but in our system, you got to make the right play. So that could be a strategy.
And it can also work in the other way. You could double team, I make the right play, and I still get 30.
Yeah.
Now you look even fucking worse.
Stupid.
Yeah, I ain't saying which way it's going to go. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Nah, he gonna go bananas in that game. You already know it. He's gonna have a bunch of crazy fucking dunks. Upstairs, man, he's gonna go bananas. But if Steph is playing and Steph is healthy, Steph gonna go crazy too.
But in games like this, like the win doesn't matter. And like revenge games, the win doesn't matter. Like his teammates probably already have in their head like this is going to be a one-on-one type game, not between Jonathan Kuminga and Steph Curry, but like whoever's guarding me, I don't care who it is. Like this bitch is going up. You might as well just go ahead and run back on defense.
But don't you?
He playing 105 that night.
Don't you think that the caveat is by actually getting the win? Because if they lose, then it's like, dude,
you can get a win and go 2
Ain't
for
nobody
15.
expecting Atlanta to do nothing.
Exactly. Atlanta's not even a playoff contending team. So what are we playing for? I know what he's playing for.
So as the coach, you can't say, yeah, you got off for a shitty team. What's the big deal? Cool, you went to a shitty team and you got off.
We both shitty. We both shitty.
The ceiling of that team is very high. So it's just like you're just getting kind of a prequel of what you're gonna get for the X amount of time you playing against me. Because that team is gonna be tough. Just right now, it ain't nothing.
And then it's also going to be impressive in the fact that when you play against a team that you just left, and even against a team that you feel did you wrong, the emotion that's going to come with that regardless, like, and to be able to still be effective, to be able to produce, that says a lot too. So I think that it's not about getting the win, it's about showing what they could have had on the court, but now it's on the other side.
Right.
Yeah, the win would be cool, but I don't think it's a make it or break.
Yeah, fuck the win.
Okay.
Why do you think that mentality would shift or be different, Chris? For you to pose that question.
I mean, I just think that if I was coaching on the other side and I beat your ass and you get off, then I'm gonna play it like, okay, you got off, you scored 50, and you know you're on a shitty squad. Great, somebody got to make all the buckets. I don't think that if you lose, then think of Draymond. If Golden State win, not that there's beef, right? Because I'm sure they still got a great relationship. But if Golden State win, is Draymond gonna be like, damn, what a great game? Draymond would probably be like, take that L, dog. See you later, right?
I don't know though. I think no, I don't know. I think it depends on his feelings on how he felt the situation went down. But I think
doubt.
that
That's
I
what
think
I see, yeah.
we've seen this before. Like for the most part, that NBA and well, not necessarily WNBA from what I've seen, but the NBA is a brotherhood. So I think if Jonathan goes all for 30, 35, 40 points, I think he's like, damn, good shit, good shit. That's what I want to see. And then like you know, like let's stick that to Steve a little bit. But
Like, I don't think he has beef with his teammates on Golden State. I think he solely has beef with that motherfucker with the clipboard.
Yeah.
Because he can't be mad at his teammates that Steve Kerr is playing him in front of him. His teammates can't control their playing time. The coach can. So I don't think he has beef with his teammates. But obviously, I can only take out my frustration and anger on my teammates because you're the one suited up on the court. What am I going to do to him on the sideline? Nothing. So even if we lose, I don't care if we lose by 50. If I get my 30, God damn it, I'm happy.
mm-hmm.
And even if Kerr were try to be like, yeah, he had a good game, whatever, but you know we got the win. That's all that matters. Whatever, he can say that all he wants. He's gonna have a feeling in his heart, and again, it's gonna be a competitive nature thing. Like he's gonna feel that in his chest for real. Like there's no way to go about that where you don't feel that. You're not really in sports like that if you don't feel that. And at the end of the day, it's gonna make him look stupid if he goes off against this other team. Let's take the Warriors out of it. If Kaminga continues to show up the way that he did in the first night out, Kerr's already gonna get side eyes.
Yeah.
So if you take the Warriors out of it, if Kaminga continues to do what he does, Kerr's in the conversation of like, oh yeah, this man fucked up.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to think like that storyline is crazy because Steve Kerr described that whole situation as what fractured beyond repair, and even said, quote unquote, that they failed to develop him. So you failed to develop this player, right? On hindsight, and he comes out and that first game drops 35, 40 points on you. Come on now, that's
If Golden State win, Kerr's not gonna care.
But Golden State's a better team, so it's expected for them to win. I'm just saying, like Ashley was saying, that what if factor for the lack thereof that Golden State has, and then somebody that you just gave up a month prior comes and cooks you, like that's going to have like, damn, like what could I have done with him? I could have used him this way? Or, like people are going to question your leadership at that point, because if you have such a young talent when it comes to Kaminga, everybody knows he's a top-notch player, and if he's cooking you when you're playing each other, they're gonna be like, oh, why did you give him up? Like, how would you not able to figure out how to use him in the system when y'all don't have anything?
I mean, we'll see, but I disagree. I think that in order for it to sting, he got to get the dub. Without the dub, then you leave Kerr with that angle left. I mean, yeah, he's doing great. Awesome. We never said he wasn't a great player. He doesn't fit us. He doesn't fit our style. He doesn't help us win, and we still rolling without him. I don't know. We'll see, though.
Let me ask you this, Chris. If you were in Jonathan Kuminga's situation, right, what would feel better to you, the player, getting 30 and proving that you fucked up, even though we lost against you, or, yeah, I got the win, but I only had 2 points, which proves that, oh, see, I told y'all he wasn't shit.
It's not that. I think it has to be both. What I'm saying is he's going to get off. Period. It's inevitable. He's going to get off. We know that. Just off effort, just off the emotion. Even if he wasn't a great player, which we all believe he is a very good player, he's going to get off no matter what. I believe, that's just my take, that you want to affect Kerr, right? You want to shit on Kerr. You want to show Kerr, dude, look what I had. Just like in the Olympics, when coaches, are coaching the Olympic team and they don't play players, typically guys want to come back and show them up, when they play them in the regular season. But you also want to get the win. I believe that with the win, it just stamps it. Getting off is expected. Kerr knows it from an emotional standpoint. That's going to be the most emotional game he's going to have. Even if he was to take a night off within that week, it's not going to be for that game. For that game, he's going to rest. Whatever it is I've needed, I'm going to that game and get off. Without the win, you're going to leave Kerr that window that he can always say, yes, oh man, let's address this right away. Think of the press conference. Hey, let's address this right away. Kuminga looks awesome. He looks great, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Say some very nice, cool things. But hey man, we just keep rolling, happy to get the win here. We're off to the next spot. He gonna downplay it. That's my take. We'll see.
I think my only sentiment to that, Chris, again, just to give you a little pushback, well, I guess more or less a question, not even pushback, would be like, we know how influential media could be. And media, per se, I don't think will give a damn whether they win or not. There will be a select group that will definitely bring that up, yes, and have the same thoughts that you have, and I even agree with you. But do you think the hype that will come from that, and again, the influence that will come from that, will end up being strong enough to be a knock for Kerr, whether they get the win or not? Like, you can't coach young talent. This probably was a bad trade. We should have developed.
The streets are going to be talking. Mm-hmm. The streets are already talking. The streets are going to be talking. Yeah, the streets talking. The panel is talking. The streets is talking, right? He already taken some hits. You know what I mean? But the best way for Kerr to save face is get the dub. If they don't get the dub, then the streets really going to be on. But the streets going to be talking no matter what. They're already talking. He's already getting criticism, but it's right now it's justified. You know what I mean? He can justify it and just say he wasn't good enough.
They was talking like Kaminga was still in Golden State.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his job was already on the hot seat when Jonathan Kuminga was still there. Yeah. And now that he's gone and your team is, well, as of recently, past 3 games, odd that we were shitting on Pods and now he's fucking doing well.
He's just cooking. Just dogging him now.
Fucking hate karma. But still, like, I don't foresee a scenario or situation where at the end of this season, like, Steve Kerr is still coaching Golden State. I really don't.
Really?
I really don't.
Why?
Because
Why
there's already talk that you failed Curry. You haven't drafted well, in a sense. I mean, Jonathan Kuminga you drafted, but obviously you don't develop young talent well.
That's not Kerr's job. Kerr is the coach.
I know that, but guess what a GM's going to do before he does?
You haven't drafted well. Come on, Murphy.
I know. That's what I said. But guess what? A GM is the one who does draft. Yes, indeed. But guess what a GM's going to do when all that stuff is circulating in the media? Who's he more likely to fire? Coach. I'm going to fire the coach before I fire myself.
No doubt. I feel you on that. I just think that group, that is a nostalgic group. That ownership group is,
and that's why they're ass, because they're over here still banking on nostalgia instead of banking on the future.
Bob Myers had to walk away.
Oh, he saw the writing on the wall.
Bob Myers wasn't released. Bob Myers wasn't under pressure. Bob Myers said, "This is. We're at the mountaintop. We can't go no higher. Right? I'm moving on." Your current GM came up in the system. So one might suggest that Kerr might have more power than your actual general manager. You know what I mean? Just from the standpoint of, think San Antonio Spurs, right? Regardless who the GM is, Pop is the one that's always had the control. So I don't know that I'm just on them Kerr out of there next year. I ain't mad at it. I'm looking at the ownership group and I'm saying, I'll roll the dice on that. I'm going to go 50-50 on y'all. I'll take that bet.
Coach Pop and Coach Kerr, that's night and day. That's night and day. Coach Pop been there since the fucking 90s.
No doubt.
That's a long tenure. That's probably there's only a handful of coaches who have more
We
power.
ain't comparing them now.
No, I'm not comparing them.
Comparing Allen and all that. I'm just
No.
saying,
I'm just saying, like in terms of power, like who holds more. Like there's only a handful of
You
coaches.
think Mike
that,
Dunleavy has more power than Steve Kerr?
No.
shit, the owner could fire them both if we're being honest.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
It's a
I mean, I don't
nostalgic
know.
group, man. I'm just telling you. That's how I view it. That group is a very nostalgic group. Actually, like,
But the only
get
piece
past
of
this
nostalgia
bullshit.
there is
I
Curry.
feel you. But I
Yeah.
mean, I just think that's how they
The
operate.
only piece of nostalgia is Curry. Like Draymond depleting as we watch him. Like, and then you got Paz like trying to be the new star of the team. Like,
The nostalgia is the problem now. It's
Yeah.
why they're in the situation they are now. So they need to say,
on with
fuck
it.
that
Speak to it.
nostalgia and get into the
But
new
because-
age.
I mean,
Get
for
where your feet are at.
yeah, like get a footer, get a 7-footer on that damn team.
Okay, now you're talking to the general manager.
But we just said
Fire
that
both
Kerr
them
might,
niggas. How about that?
Kerr might have more power. Kerr probably got more power.
Shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Bring Bob back to fix this shit. All right. How about we do that?
Yeah, you hear me? Shit.
So obviously,
my phone work if you do come back. You
I
feel me?
I knew you was going. I knew you was going to.
What's up, Bob? Back in the old SFX days. Let's get it. Go ahead.
All right. Well, not to relive the past, but obviously Kaminga does have a future in the East. Let's talk about the future of Team USA a little bit. Obviously, Bron is not going to play in that, being 49 or whatever he'll be by 2028. Steph's probably highly doubtful for that, but KD did say, hell yeah, he would love to play. So him being 39, I get the sentiment to want to hoop because he always has that in his blood. But Aaron, if KD stays in that lineup just to show, obviously, obsession with the game and to be with his country, does that put, I assume Grant Hill would probably coach that, does that put Hill in a tough spot to coach a 40-year-old KD and not give the keys to someone younger?
No, because he just did it with a 40-year-old LeBron James about a couple years ago. All right. Every Olympic USA team needs at least like, one veteran on it. All right. Regardless of age. So I don't see how that would be, putting Grant Hill in a, predicament. I don't see the problem. It's one roster spot. It's one spot. And you're going to need a 7-footer, especially a 7-footer that can score as well as he does. And I don't see any signs of KD slowing down in terms of offensive production. I don't see the problem with it.
Very well said. You did mention just now it's one roster spot, but last year it was one roster spot taken from Jaylen Brown, who clearly deserved to be on that team too.
Oh, look, Jaylen Brown, the type of nigga that's really sticking to the U.S. I heard talks of him about to be joining Team Nigeria, and honestly, I don't blame you, brother. They did y'all dirty. Jason Tatum, go ahead and do your 23andMe and see where your roots come from and join that country. All right, I don't blame them not one damn bit. All right.
So do your 23andMe.
I don't blame them. But that's two spots, all right? That's two niggas who I clearly understand if they said, fuck y'all, I ain't playing. I will completely, wholeheartedly understand. But also, we still got more to choose from. We still got more. We good. We good, y'all. We still got 2 more years to straighten this thing out.
Yeah.
Right.
That's very good. If if JT and JB, which they probably will play, but if they don't play, you said we have more to choose from. Do you think by that time, especially with the way fucking international play has ramped up, and U.S. damn near lost 3 games last year, do you think we have the talent enough to still make an easy run?
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I got a team right here that definitely, blow these niggas out the water. All right, I ain't worried about them damn Frenchmen. All right, come on now. All right, listen to this, y'all. Now, granted, there's 2 people on here that I just mentioned are up in the air because of, previous history. Cade Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Cooper Flagg, Paolo Banchero. That one's 50-50 because I heard something about him wanting to play for country Italy. So that's 50-50, right? Bam Adebayo.
Oh, God.
Jalen Duren, Evan Mobley, Tyrese Halliburton, and Chet Holmgren. So we don't have. Everybody kept saying our issue was going to be bigs. I just named you
like 4
two
bigs.
players that are defensive. Actually, three that are defensive specialists, and one that can play both offense and defense just as well. Jalen Duren. So we got something to combat that French team with all them 7-footers. We fine, and we obviously dominate the guard position. All right.
Yeah.
The one that probably gets snubbed is like Jaren Jackson Jr. or Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see that.
Yeah,
No.
you got
I
there.
want
You got
all
there,
you
brother.
niggas,
Yeah, you
all
got
you
there.
Benedict Arnolds that be over here fucking with your pom-poms and shit, talking about these damn Euros, all right? Not Ashley specifically, but
stand
you
with
three
that.
motherfuckers. Yeah.
I still stand with the Euros. Like the world is better than it used to be. I think if you put the world now, if you say the Frenchman, yes. Like I don't know how many
problem.
Frenchmen
Here's the problem when you say the Euros are better. When you take a look, there's 450 NBA roster spots, and there's literally the ratio between American players and international players. It leans heavily towards more American players than it does international. You got to keep in mind, when we construct the Team USA roster, we're bringing our best of the best of the best American players. When the international players who are in the NBA, the top dogs, your Lukas, your SGAs, your Jokic, your Giannis, they are solely the best player on their home country's team. The rest of the people on that team are not in the NBA for a reason. Why? Because they can't fucking make it to the NBA. So you got one platinum selling nigga on that damn roster and a bunch of niggas that are SoundCloud rappers. All right, like no, they can't do it.
No, what I'm
disrespect
saying
is
is
clear.
what I mean. Like if you put the Giannis's, the Greek, like those players together, they are.
That's not how the Olympics is done,
I'm
Kyle.
not saying that. You brought up the world versus Euro. That the argument that we had off that's not this is the Europeans in the world is better than it's pound for pound just as good as the the U.S. players.
But yeah, when all
But
NBA comes out,
in Olympics,
there's
I
more
expect us
American
to.
players on it.
But I expect us to win in the Olympics. It's expected. That's why it's a redeem team, dream team. That's why these teams are there. We're expected to win. So when we lose, that's why it's such a big problem. But I'm saying if it was just pound for pound, just foreign players and United States players, and they made a team, whatever way that wanted to do, world versus U.S. or whatever. That's not Olympics.
We did
You
that
making
already.
it sound like the
All-Star.
world is going to get cooked.
We already experimented with this whole logic, and we've done it for the past 2 years in the All-Star game, and them niggas ain't won a game yet. Chris, I know what you're gonna say. It was done in quarters, but that's not my problem.
No.
That's Adam Silver.
It's a hypothetical. It's
not my
hypothetical.
You got
problem.
to answer for everything.
Everything. God.
Yeah, but
damn.
it's a
Hold on.
hypothetical, but you making it sound like fucking SGA, fucking Giannis, Frenchman, all them people like that five. If I can't think of all of them. I have Jokic, Luka, SGA, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and the Frenchman. Why I keep calling the Frenchman? You got him stuck in my head now. You saying who's running with
Wemby?
that five? Yeah, who's running with that five?
We've already seen how that played out,
No,
Kyle.
if they're playing with
hold
no,
on. Let's clear that up real quick.
We saw it
because-
last year.
No. We saw it from a constructed, yes, you're Euro, let's throw you together kind of pot thing.
No.
What are you talking about then?
Remember last year when they did the 4 teams, right? There was one
Right.
young team that was all first or second year players
We're
in the
talking about
NBA.
NBA though, right? Right?
Yeah, it's NBA.
All right. So again, that's my point. That's a constructed. You guys are
That's
all
not how
Euro.
your guys are talking about a hypothetical situation. I'm talking about how
Yes.
shit is done in the Olympics and what has been done in the past with the All-Star game. What you guys talking about is never going to fucking happen
Well,
because
what
they're
I was
never going
alluding
construct
to,
that game.
hold on. What I was alluding to, Aaron, is that the difference between what you're about to say and what the Olympics really are is that most of those Olympic teams, they've been playing together since they were fucking 14 years old, right? So by the time they actually hit the Olympics, that continuity that they have together is high as fuck. And so it's just like this. It's just like, with, and especially in college, but Ashley, to bring you into this, obviously, you've seen this probably a ton of times where that chemistry can beat raw talent. And I think that's where it's going to hurt by the time we get to 2028. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Oh, I would agree with that. I think that chemistry is such an underrated thing, and I see what you're saying, Aaron. I really do, but I at the same time, I really do think that that's something you have to consider is that like America's not the only place with crazy, super unnatural talent. It's just it's harder when you're in Europe or across overseas to come to America and break into the system like it is here. It's just it's more difficult.
I'm not denying their talent, but I'm saying when we get to the Olympics, remember that one player that is the guy who just so happens to be in the NBA and is now back playing for his home team. He's the only person you'll have to worry about. The rest of the people on that team you don't even know. They're not even in the NBA for a reason. And to quote your man KD, talking about all this continuity and chemistry shit, is that shit going to help you when you got to guard Steph?
He won't be there.
Is it going to help you when you got to guard Ant-Man, Cade,
It might.
Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown?
Oh my God.
Is it going to help? Is it going to help when they got to guard KD?
I don't
About
think
it.
I'm gonna say
It
yeah.
might.
I didn't fucking think so, nigga. Don't you ever. Don't you ever.
Oh, yo, you want to do this pod by yourself? Because what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Okay. Chris, you got anything on this? You've seen the international stage, obviously, world stage.
Bro, we've lost before. Okay.
That's fine. Thank you.
We've
That's where the
lost
redeem
before.
came
That's
from.
why you have redeem and dream and so on and so forth. We've lost.
Dream.
We've lost to Argentina, Lithuania, Yugoslavia, Spain, Greece. We've lost. You know what I mean? So I get it. Your point is valid. It's taking. I don't see anyone beating us in the near future, hopefully. Although France is a very formidable opponent for sure.
So is Serbia.
Name the 12 people on that Serbian team.
I don't
outside
have
of
to
the-
know them to
Name
know
it.
they can
It don't
step.
matter.
Come on, Aaron.
Come on, bro. See, this is the
Name
problem.
Come on, bro.
Aaron, you
You are
should
a
not
true
be
American.
affected by
True
this. Yeah, you should not be affected by this by being in the armed forces. You've moved around and traveled the world. All right. Now we would expect that from somebody that's never been outside of the United States, haven't seen much. It is what it is, man. People can play, as Ashley said. There's a lot of talent all over. And most importantly, as Darian said, these teams play together. Our team, the USA team, we come together for a camp. Everybody else, they're playing in all of the, we send we sent G League All-Stars to the AmeriCup, right? All of these other tournaments that go to the qualifiers, we send a G League team to the qualifiers. These other national teams, they send their actual team. So that continuity that Darian is speaking on, they're consistently playing together. Is anybody going to out talent us? No. But can a team beat us? Yes. So I think, these teams have to be constructed the right way. And for me, the most important thing has to be, we're talking about choosing. I guess the question initially was about determine what
I don't
system.
even remember.
Aaron went on a tangent. I think we were really talking about the younger guys, you know what I mean, play and older guys make room. I think you definitely got to go young, but they got to be committed, right? So the young guys that's coming in have to understand the principles. They have to be totally committed. They have to be for country. They can't be ego. They have to understand that their role is not going to be anything like it was or what it is like for their team in the NBA. And if that is the mindset, go with the young guys. You know what I mean? Go with the young guys, whoever is your vet, so be it. But don't not give a spot to somebody deserving because, Ashley, nostalgia, you want to let an old guy ride it out and get one more gold medal. I say, whoever's deserving of it, they should get it as long as they're, team first.
Very well said. Just to bring it back full circle to KD, I think it's actually very important for him and his legacy. Well, not important, but it would help his legacy if he does play in this because he's right there running a fine line with a lot of the awards. Fortunately, I know right now he's obviously the all-time leading scorer for USA basketball with, I think, 500 and just over 500 points. So I guess every point after that obviously pushes them out and higher. But then, two, if they win, he'd be the first male athlete, what, 5 gold medals? Right,
First in
he's tied
USA
4.
basketball men's history with 5.
There you go. He passed.
Melo was the leading
and
scorer
only
before
probably.
this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
Melo has 4.
4 goals and 4 appearances, and then so obviously Katie would have 5. So that would be nice for him to take that home too. Um, but yeah. I guess we'll see what happens in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Shifting gears a little bit, obviously Bron won't be a focal point for Team USA by that time, which is kind of sad. Um, but fortunately for us and for the world, he still is a focal point for the entire sports economy. Apparently, even for the people that claim he don't like him. Stephen A. Smith just admitted on Graham's show that him and LeBron do not like each other, but admits he obviously did benefit from the LeBron era and his greatness. Chris, you've handled business very well, and Stephen A. is obviously being honest about the business aspect of LeBron. Does I guess my question, and you guys can take it however you want to afterwards, but does that debt kind of mean that the media should hold back on some of that criticism regarding LeBron, or is that just part of being a high value athlete?
What you have here, this is the problem. I mean, I don't know if I'm answering your question directly,
Sure.
but in regards to these two in this conversation, you got two alpha personalities at the top of their game bumping heads. It's expected. You know what I mean? You got greatness, ego is all often is going to share the same address. So the opinions, I'm right, you're wrong, the criticism, I'm at the top of my game, you can't criticize me side by side. The issue with those two is they both got an ego, they both want to be right, and they both want to show the other one up. And I think it's complete bullshit. And I get it, and I ain't mad at it. Like, roll with it. That's why you are both at the top of your game. But they making a sideshow out of it by continuously having an issue when they both need to just move on and get past it. That ain't answer your question, D.
No, that's fine.
But in regards to them, so I'll let the gang answer that. But that's my stance on those two.
Huh. Actually, you've always been well spoken. I should say, I've always valued your takes on LeBron, especially when it comes to his legacy, how he's handled the media, things of that nature. What are your sentiments on just him in the limelight, the relationship with Stephen A, anything in that regard?
Yeah, I think that similar to what Chris says, having to, or not having to, but with Stephen A publicly addressing, like, yeah, we don't like each other, it's unnecessary. It really is. And I think that like having private beef is a lost art. And so I think that that's in it in itself. But when it comes to LeBron and the media, obviously, I don't think that there are many people, if any, that have navigated that better than LeBron. Truly, like he has been a masterclass in navigating the media at such a young age and has only progressed more gracefully with time. Um, and I think that it would be foolish to say that, these journalists or whatever the case may be owe him something for the attention he's brought to the game, the NBA, just to whatever media thing that ends up talking about him. That's just crazy. I think that, like, that he, how do I say this? Like, he should really just be happy with the fact that he's able to cause so much commotion with pretty much just lifting his finger. He doesn't have to do much to cause waves in the ocean. And I think that that's really such a great thing. And to be able to sit back and be like yeah, like I really was that big of a deal where I can make or break media companies. Like if I give them something to talk about, I am what people want to talk about. So when he finally walks away from the game, it's definitely going to leave a huge hole in the media. And that's just a testament to who he has been as a basketball player, which is just legendary.
Skip Bayless might cry when that man retires. I'll just say, but no, actually, what you said, like how we give people, he gives us something to talk about just by lifting his finger. The things that the media, big media, has gotten mad at, or yeah, pretty much the things that big media has gotten mad at, dealing with him. Like I remember last year, it was Isaiah Thomas, Big Zeke. No offense, Chris. He got on LeBron because he was not wearing a shirt during warm-ups,
Yeah.
and it was
Zeke did.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was on NBA TV.
Damn.
He got and
Talk about
like
the unprofessionalism and all that
he said
stuff.
that
They
is
don't. Yeah.
unprofessional, and there was nobody else in the arena. He was just doing his normal shoot around, and then what was it? I think it was Stephen A. got upset because he was eating fruit on the sideline or on the bench. I'm like, dude, he didn't even play this game. He's just eating fruit.
Right.
Like the things that we got mad at him about, not us specifically, but big media is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. But Stephen A. need to get over this because it seems like every few months he's bringing up the fact that he don't like LeBron. Nigga,
Yeah.
I get it. You don't like me because I pressed your ass on national TV, but you don't see me ever since that incident bringing your name up on my podcast or in the media like that. Get over it. Get out your fucking feelings. All right?
It's all facts.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was just saying 20 plus years, and for the past 20 plus years, you can't bring up basketball without bringing up LeBron. Doesn't matter if it's good, bad, indifferent. Dude, like kind of going off what Aaron was saying, he made a school. He built a school for kids, and then people still talked about his test scores. Not the fact he built a school, but they trying to figure something out about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and he's a master class. You can't find any dirt on him. They try to find something about him. And I think the question he said that did they owe him a thank you check? Like, yeah, I think financially there will be a dip in finances. Skip won't have a job. Like he's not gonna know what to talk about. He's gonna have to try to find something else. Like he's not gonna know what to talk about. People aren't gonna be able to blame things on LeBron like this Luka shot. Like if Luka should have shot in it, or LeBron asked me for the ball. Like people don't ask for the ball for last second shots. Like it's just. He's just a media starter. He's been a master media manipulator since he's been in the game. So it's just like after he leaves, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have paparazzi following him all over just to figure something else to bring LeBron and how they can make him back into the NBA. So
I mean,
I
think
applaud
about how the
Brian.
world stopped when he posted a phony retirement bait
Oh, that shit pissed me
situation. Even y'all was freaking out. I knew better than every
Okay.
that just shows he's really that man, and he'll continue to be that man for, I'm sure, a couple more years after his retirement. And I think that that's what people don't really realize. Like he's gonna retire, and sure, he's not gonna be able to be as big as a focus on basketball, but he will continue to be a big focus in basketball. Like I promise you, they're gonna be like, oh, look where LeBron was today. Like yeah, he would really be in training camp right now, but now he's on a boat in Turks and Caicos. Like wherever that, it's not
Yeah.
going to fizzle out anytime soon. So y'all don't have to be so worried about missing LeBron too much. I promise you.
Yeah. Especially now that
He
he
still
has
got
LeBron.
he still got top three best commercials when he first came in.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
no.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
But I don't think he's going to go away even after he retires. Now that he got that Mind the Game podcast, once he officially retires, he'll be able to really, really dive into that if that's what he chooses to do.
Hey, shit, I heard, and I don't know how much weight this carries, but I heard that, and Chris, you appreciate this, I think. Rich is talking about selling off some of
His company.
to help him and LeBron fund that team in Vegas.
That'd be tough.
So, not to be in Rich business, but Rich already sold a stake of his business. It's owned by UTI. So I don't know about the rest of that, but part of his business is already sold.
Was it a minority or majority stake that he sold?
I'm sorry.
Was it a minority or majority stake that he sold already?
That part I don't know, but I know my understanding it was a large stake. Yeah, it was a big chunk.
Okay.
Okay.
My bad to go back to it, but for LeBron, I'm hoping that it actually I think it'll benefit Bronny too. Bronny and Bryce and
leaves?
whoever when he leaves. Because I think it won't be as like forefront in the media from when he's talking to Bronny and like you have stupid things like your mom's calling you on the sideline, like dumb stuff like that, and he can actually like pour into Bronny to develop him and do better. And when Bryce gets there, like and actually work with him more in the background, and it's not so publicized. So Bronny like I know he's Bron's son, but like I don't think many superstars could have done what Bron did at such a young age to where he is now. So like, why do we expect that from Bronny? Not that he's not a good player, but I think he has so much pressure on him because of his dad and all this other stuff. Like, so I think he'll be able to pour into him in a positive way to actually make Bronny into a better player.
I like that.
Me too. My only last thing about this Stephen A. thing is that obviously, like we have to keep in mind too, just the contract that Stephen is on, right? It's like $100 million contract.
10
Two
years.
And so,
alphas, bro.
right,
Two alphas.
right, and that's kind of where I want to go with this because it seems like now we're in an age where there's a power struggle there. So modern NBA, modern media, these personalities are now the brands. Just like players are starting to create their own brands and making their own businesses off their name, right? So when you look at that contract itself, that rivals a lot of NBA All Stars in terms of monetary value. And I think you start to recognize maybe or even just believe that you are just important as these players. And I think that's where the problem kind of lies. So how do you fix that dynamic? Chris, I want your opinion on this first. How do you fix that dynamic where it's like media personalities making this much and thinking who they are versus players who are actually the focal point?
I think both sides are important. Like, you need the media. I mean, you need the media to drive the narrative and keep the engagement. And, it's otherwise it'd be like going to the circus or going to the movies or going to a concert, some other form of entertainment that you see once a month, once a quarter, once or whatever. I think you need the media to continuously, you know, keep that momentum driven, you know what I mean, on our phones and everything else, to get you about, oh damn, like right now I started this conversation with, yo, Magic City Monday at Atlanta Hawks. That's media driven, right? That's marketing and a little bit of media. So I think you need them both. I think both sides have to respect each other. The commissioner of the league, I mean, part of their CBA, you get fined if you pass up on media. It's all a part of the deal. It's a whole package. So I think there has to be a certain level of respect on all sides. Yes, do the media sometimes often, poke at these guys to try to get a narrative. And sometimes these dudes will say something, like, yo, that's a stupid question, moving along, whatever. Yes, you got some guys that cross the line. On the other side, you may have some, of the players that are disrespectful and not willing to, take the media serious when they're asking questions like, yo, this is my job. This is my job. It's both of their jobs. So I think you need both sides. And I understand and respect both sides, where they're coming from. They're two alphas. I do believe that the best thing for them to do is take one moment to sit down, put their egos aside, break bread, have dinner, and just say, you know what? Let's just move past this.
Man, I do not see that happening.
Yeah.
I see a dinner between LeBron and Skip Bayless happening before I see that.
Before that? Hey.
All right. Because LeBron has never responded to Skip Bayless. Has never mentioned his name not one time. So
Really?
you never, like, I can't find it anywhere where LeBron has responded to something that Skip Bayless said. But he's responded to Stephen A., who I feel like has been way more supportive of LeBron. So that means there must be something really, really, like, personal about that.
Skip ain't at the top.
I mean, Skip's the one that
Stephen
put
A. at the
Stephen A.
top.
on.
Huh?
Skip's the one that put Stephen A. on.
I don't know. Clearly, Bron
That's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
appreciate
It
any
seems more
comments about
personal with
Bronny.
Stephen A. than it does Skip.
I think it's where Darion's going. It's go ahead, D.
Yeah, were you
Oh, no, I was just saying clearly Bron holds more weight to these comments about Bronny considering the little jab he gave. And I know he's playful, but little jab he gave to Jaylen Brown too about that.
Yeah, true. But that's
I
only
don't
because
really
think
see
about
the
what
problem with
Jalen and
that.
Stephen A. did. They mentioned his son.
That's what
Out
I'm
of all
saying.
the things Skip has ever said about LeBron, he's never mentioned his son.
Never.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's more personal.
I don't see that. Just about that topic, about the whole LeBron topic thing. I don't really see the issue with people having an opinion on what your son about your son in the league. You're playing at the best player. You're playing in the best league in the world. So, I mean, I don't know what he said verbatim. Well, I'm talking about the Jaylen Brown thing. I don't know about the Stephen A. But what Jaylen Brown, when he was like, I don't think he should be in the league. Like, why are you mad at that opinion? Because especially at the time he said it, he wasn't showing that he was NBA caliber. So like, why does that make you feel? Why does that make you feel like our dad's on the rescue? Because I feel like again, I think that takes credibility from Bronny. It doesn't allow him to be a player. He's not the only person that said it. People say it every single day. So you're gonna defend every single person that's on camera that's like fight every single person that's on camera saying he doesn't think
It's
Bronny's
not.
good.
It's not every single player though. These are for Jalen. That's a peer of yours. Again, we talk about that being a brotherhood. That's part of your brotherhood saying that. And these guys, if anybody, should know better that when it comes to being a professional athlete, it doesn't matter how you start. It always matters how you finish. So we need to give that grace and that time to Bronny to grow and develop and see what the fuck he could be in the coming years. And to say that so early on, especially coming from someone that's as elite and as intelligent as Jaylen Brown, that probably stung me. So yeah, and again, it comes down. And yes, I know you're supposed to separate this point, but being a father, I can understand that. Like those comments are going to hold much more value, whether you try to hold your emotion back or
Yes.
not.
But you got to see the path that Bronny had. He was a one and done in college.
Mm-hmm.
If he wasn't a one and done, if you're a one and done, you're expected to produce. You know what I'm saying? Like
Whoa.
you're expected to do something. You're expected to do better than what you
He
did. If you're
is
one
a
and done in college,
second round pick, Kyle. I'm a Lakers fan, and when we drafted him,
He's a
I
one
had
and
no
done.
expectations of that kid solely because he was a second round pick. We
so
don't know what a
why
second
did you
round pick is
draft
going to
him?
be.
So why did he get drafted?
We
Is what I'm
know
saying. If he
why he
needed more
got
development,
drafted, Kyle. We know
huh?
why.
But
So that's
because
what I'm
Kyle,
saying. So if
you gotta
you know
understand
the
too.
narrative behind it, if you know the narrative
Well,
behind it as to why he got drafted, and then somebody comes back
yes.
and says he's not good enough to be in the league,
But
then you
why
can't
are you
argue
putting
because you brought him to the
so much
league because you
Damn,
wanted
expectations
Chris,
to
on a
you.
beat the
second round
I ain't never
pick?
seen you agree with Kyle.
Why
because you
are you
wanted to
putting
beat the
so much
media because you
expectations
wanted
on
to
a
be the first
second
father and
round
son.
pick? Where are
No,
those
what I'm
expectations for
saying,
the
it's
lottery
not
picks that
about the
don't pan
But that's
out?
not even
it's
what he's
not about
saying, though.
it's not about the pick. It's the fact
Let
that
Ashley
this is the
talk.
narrative. What Bronny, what we were just talking about, Bron pushing the narrative. This is the narrative that Bron created. So he asked, he got his son in the most likely he got his son into the league. By not being the best player on his college team, one and done player. He wanted to have the first father and son to play on the same thing to push that narrative. Then when you get people to have pushback to say your son's not good enough to be in the league right now at this time, not that he's not a good basketball player, but he's not an NBA talent player, you can't then go back and be like, don't talk about my son like that. You did this. So how are you mad at people when they have opinion? Because if Jaylen Brown is manned up against Bronny, he's busting his ass every single time. Tell me somebody Bronny can guard right now.
But all this stuff you just mentioned, all that stuff was being said before he even played one single second of a regular season NBA
And
game.
it came
So you
It was in
placed
summer
all these
league.
expectations on him before he even got to the league.
Wait. It was in summer league, so it's based off the.
I said an
performance.
NBA regular season
Hold
game.
on. Hold on. What is summer league? Hold on, let's back up now. Hold on. It was a comment. My understanding, y'all correct me, Ashley. You chime in next, please. My understanding, and y'all correct me. The young man was playing in summer league. What is summer league? Summer league is the JV of the JV of the JV team, right? Will we all agree that? That is filled with whoever you drafted in the last year or two, first or second round. If you were first round pick and you were drafted the year before, you don't want to play fucking summer league no more. You're salty if they're making you play summer league. Okay? So it's this year's draft picks, right? Maybe somebody from last year, overseas guys, and some form of G League. That's who's playing. And based on the performance, with the eyeballs of Jaylen Brown playing in the league on varsity, he suggested not good enough for the league. Is that what we're debating about? Is these the comments, or let me know if there's some different comments?
I'm just wondering why we expected so much from a second round pick in the first place because we don't talk about any other second round pick from that draft like we do
It's
about
not
this
an
kid.
expectation. It's not an expectation. It's your father is LeBron James. You are in a different atmosphere no matter what the fuck you do. So, with that being said, if someone has an opinion on this player because you are LeBron James' son, the same shit's going to happen to Bryce. The same shit would have happened to Mike's sons if they would have made it to the league. The same shit is going to happen to all these players. Jason Richardson, all the fucking good players. If Cameron Boozer comes in the league next year and he's a bum, they're going to be like, yo, what the fuck? Cam Boozer is ass. He's not good. But that's what's going to happen. It's the narrative you have to play. It's the
Lottery
media that
picks you just mentioned. Second round pick.
But I
Late
think that's
second round.
part
It's a good
that's
name.
part of what Kyle is trying to say. Like there was a lot of conversation when we heard the rumors that Bronny was even going to forego the rest of his college eligibility, right? And those comments were made because of what he was able to do in college. From the production and everything and whatever the case may be, it wasn't if you look at anybody else, you would not be like, "Oh yeah, he should definitely like like put himself into the draft." And then that's when that conversation already started because he is LeBron James' son. And that's what's going to happen. And that's similar to what Kyle was saying. Like, there is conversation that's going to be around your name regardless because of the name that you have. Unfortunately for him, he literally has the whole damn name, right? So, and then when you have this thing, you're going to have higher expectations on you as LeBron James' son, right? Now, when those standards are lowered for you to be able to like create the narrative of the father and son thing based on what people are saying, this is what people are saying.
Yeah, speculation.
Yeah, the speculation that the bar was lowered for you to be able to have that father son dynamic of playing with each other and being the first and probably the only to ever do it, right? That's when you are subjecting yourself to those conversations. And then to turn around and be upset about people that are actually going to call it out, that's not really fair. And I think that we can't talk about, oh, Jaylen Brown shouldn't be able to speak on this because the brotherhood or whatever. Yeah, but I think that that's also subsided when the brotherhood pulled strings and like manipulating the system. So I don't feel like you can be upset about that. And yes, he is going to have a higher expectations. If he was drafted in the last round, people are still going to have expectations around his name. There's nothing to put around that. So yes, that's why there is that expectation and that conversation in a second round pick.
I guess I'm the only one that ignores the name on the back of the jersey and just looks at the fact he was a second round 55 pick. Because we don't talk about any other second round pick like we do like him just because his last name is James. So actually his whole name, like Ashley just said, LeBron James Jr. All right? Take the name off the back of the jersey. Are we talking about this kid? Fuck no.
But that's the whole point. That is literally the whole point. That's
Exactly
the whole
what
conversation.
and that's exactly my point. You're only putting these kind of expectations and speculation because of the name on the back of the jersey instead of just focusing on the fact that he is a second round 55 pick.
All right. So, do you believe he was? Do
expect
you believe he was
nothing.
NBA ready? Do you believe from your eyes?
I believe he's NBA ready.
No. Yes. Yes. Do you believe he's NBA ready?
No, I did not believe he was NBA ready. That's why when he came in and got drafted, I said, I don't expect nothing from this kid. But then again, I don't expect anything from any rookie, whether they be a late second rounder or the number one overall pick. I don't judge rookies until they hit to the third or fourth year because that's
Yeah,
when
I
they
think
start
he
to
will
really
be
show what
good.
they can do.
I think he will be a good player. I'm just saying, if you're talking about media and pushing the narratives, then that was just
That's media's fault for
can't
pushing that
matter.
narrative.
That's
They're the
LeBron's
ones
fault.
that put all that stuff on that kid. He didn't put it on
Hold on.
himself.
All right, hold on. Wait a second. Time out.
Still think it's LeBron's
You,
fault.
time out. When you come into the league, if you're a first round pick, you get 2 years guaranteed. Your third year is an option. Your fourth year is an option. So you have to show some level of promise in year one because before the second year starts, you have to, well, in the first month or so, in that second year, you got to take the option on the third year, right? You have 4 years. Your contract is 4 years. You complete your fourth year. At the beginning of the second year, you take the option on year three. And the same thing the following year for the option of year four. So you got to show some type of promise. So the ideal, Kyle, Aaron, that you have this, I don't expect anything from a rookie, even though he's a lottery pick until year 3 or 4, then we would have to, D, you can go ahead and pull up the names. We would have to discuss and show you the names of guys that did not get their third or fourth option taken by the NBA team. That would mean that player didn't show promise. He didn't get paid for year 3 and 4. So you have to show promise. So that we got to throw that shit out the window. That's completely out the window. No general manager is taking that concept that I'm going to just sit back and wait to year 3 or 4 to see what he got. So that's out the window. But I ain't mad at you. It's your personal opinion, but no team is going with that. The Bronny thing is, it's a benefit, and then it's also that curse. It's everything that Ashley said. It's everything that you're saying, Aaron. It's everything that K. Murphy is saying, right? It's just, it is what it is. You didn't expect him to get drafted. If Bronny would have came out and his name was any other name, guess what the media would have did? Crucified that player for putting his name in the draft. I've had players before, like Wilson Chandler was humiliated, was crushed, averaging 14 points a game and 6 rebounds coming out of DePaul, second-year guy. What is he doing? He needs to go back to school. He's not ready. So the media crushes, not just the media, just NBA experts, crush players for putting their name in the draft and going too early when they are not either projected on the mock or they're scouts or, you know, people speaking about that they're NBA ready. So Bronny didn't have that. No one was saying Bronny is NBA ready. Now we can throw
That's
in there
not
he
true.
had the heart attack. That's not true.
Yeah.
Who
No,
was saying that?
look. So the only reason I'm bringing this up is because in the comments here, Jordan, if you guys can see this, said the Suns and Warriors felt Bronny was good enough. Did a little research on that, and that is more than accurate. The only reason the Suns and Warriors did not take them is because of one, to respect the wishes of LeBron from the Warriors' perspective, and that's a quote. And the Suns didn't take them because Matt Ishbia said, quote unquote, Rich Paul was calling around saying don't take him. Otherwise, they both felt that with their second round pick, they would have drafted Bronny.
Interject agent. Tell you the real, how shit really go. And not rumors and bullshit. This is how that works.
Especially neighbors.
Players, often what happened in those scenarios, because there was another player, same scenario went down with Rich, kid out of Kentucky, he ended up going 58. Often what happens in that situation is somebody above may take that player. But you know what? We're going to offer you a two-way. Do your research on there. Tell whoever, Jordan, TV, tell Jordan and whoever else to research that. What happens is you're a second round pick. I'm going to take you, right? I'm going to take you, but I'm going to offer you a two-way, okay? I know that I got the Lakers. I ain't going to say by the balls, but I got a personal relationship with the Lakers. I know the Lakers have the capacity of guaranteeing my client. I know the Lakers love this attitude that, you know what, we're going to sell out with jerseys and everything else. It's much bigger than that. It's business. It is the driven, you know what I mean, father and son playing together, 2 James jerseys, the hype, more ticket sales, everything. And it's just a good look. And fuck, if that get LeBron to play even harder and better and last longer and continue to play, all of that shit's a win. So we're going to guarantee him. But the team over here may be offering, shit, we're a cap team. We pushing up, you know what I mean? We're over the salary cap. We're a tax team. We're going to offer you a two-way contract, or we may offer you a minimum contract, 1 year, 2-year contract, first year guaranteed, second year option. Those contracts are looking very different. So yes, respect my wishes. No, I got a promise. With Wilson Chandler, I had a promise with the Knicks. He was supposed to work out with 1,000 teams. Everybody, we good. No, we're gonna take him anyway. Take him. I can't stop you from taking him, but I'm telling you we good. So he fell to 23. That's how that works. Now all the rumors and everything else in the quotes and all that, some of that is bullshit. But continue.
I'll leave it at that.
The scouts and the majority of the people said, man,
You heard it, Jordan.
we're shocked to see this kid come.
That shit bullshit. You heard it from yours truly.
And also, Aaron, Jokic was 41st pick. Just throwing that out there.
What does that
Did
mean?
we know what he was going to be until later on down the road?
I'm
Did
just
we
saying,
talk about him at all?
You said something about a second
Aaron would
draft.
be
You said
fired
second.
week 1.
You said
How the fuck are you gonna
second
wait
round. They don't do
3
nothing.
Because
Not a
I
third
said,
round.
I don't know. First of all, I don't put expectations on anybody. I don't care if they're an
Well,
NBA player or just a regular person.
if you top
Roll the
5,
tape.
there
B.
should be some
Roll the
expectations.
tape. I'm sure we got some tapes.
Hold on. Let me finish. I said I don't put expectations on anybody. I never said they don't have to show promise. There's a difference between the two.
As he showed
I
you're-
promise.
said I
you're
don't
expecting
judge
that they
a
show
player
promise.
whether he's a lottery pick or a second round pick until they hit year 3 or 4. There's a difference between expectations and showing promise. All right, there's a
I don't
difference.
think so. Not in NBA.
Isn't just the same
Hold
person
on.
that every time the Lakers
Hold on, brother.
Isn't just the same guy every time the Lakers get somebody, he's like, this motherfucker better get 10 rebounds. This mother effer better do this.
That's
So
just
you
being
have-
delusional. All right, there's a difference.
Okay.
No. Nah, my bad. Just saying.
All right. Well, I mean, like I said, Chris was calling some bullshit. I kind of want to call that right now, actually, on Chris. I have a little dilemma with you, buddy. We kind of talked about this post-pod last Wednesday, right? So obviously it's getting a little ugly in LA. Lakers have obviously 2 very, very high IQ players in Bron and Luka. And right now they're kind of playing that your turn, my turn kind of ball. And even when the other exciting white is in there, it's the same sentiment, right? You have obviously Ayton, who's frustrated. Crazy week for him being asked. He says he's being asked to be a rim runner when he thinks he's a fucking offensive hub. So it's a real disaster. But the beef I have with you specifically, Chris, is that you gave Mike Brown the grace, right, when we discussed the Knicks slide, saying that they'll get it together, get off my man Brown, et cetera, right? But when we had that pod and we talked about JJ Redick specifically about being able to hold your players accountable and being able to make a team gel, right, get the best out of your damn team, you was all for JJ got to do it. I got to hold him accountable. He's the standard. Why'd you give it? That shit is what got me. So I'm just connecting the dots here. Why the double standard there? And is it as the coach, when you're seeing these losing habits, especially that Luka demonstrates in times, how can you give grace to one coach and not the other?
Great question. All right. Great. Let's dive into it. All right. When we talk about Mike Brown, Mike's been around, right? So I trust Mike. It's trust. I trust that Mike has a strategy. And Mike is in a unique position. Mike is in the top 4. He in a great spot, right? And the teams that's ahead of him, I don't think he fears because they're young teams, you know, in regards to the Pistons, first time they ever did it. In the Celtics, you know, they short a man. So I believe from a strategic standpoint, from the long haul, Mike is coaching the Knicks. I am going to be judged on taking them to the next level. So I believe that it ain't like he's falling on his face. It ain't like he's, you know, it's the panic button. I don't think they're there. I think it's strategic. And you know what? I don't think he's trying to lose, but I don't think he's pressing the panic button if they lose here and there, as long as they're maintaining his positioning. And I believe his strategic stance is as long as we in that striking range in the playoffs, where we get a first round, you know, we're able to host, you know, be the home team in that first round, I believe we're good. And the teams ahead of him, I don't think scare him. Now, let's get to JJ. Let's go ahead. These 3 guys, I still believe. Structural issue, not a talent issue, right? You got 3 elite players. You know, this whole negative net rating, that's structural, right? You got these issues with personnel, that's your coaching, right? You got all these issues with personnel, that's coaching. And as far as finding the best rotation or style or whatever it is, that is the coach, that's his job, that's coaching, right? You guys are pushing the panic button. It's the Lakers. You guys got shit coming out in the media, you got motherfucking personalities, all this some bullshit. You got your locker room is going on. You got media all over the place. You don't got that going on with the Knicks. You ain't got that going on. You ain't got players coming out of this some bullshit I need to be. That's over there. So how Mike Brown is handling his system, his team, and how JJ is or isn't handling his team is different. That's my take. That's my response to your criticism, sir.
Aaron, this is your team.
I'm going last. God damn it.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, like, talent is the asset, right? Structure is the multiplier. You got talent. We gave you talent. Okay, where's the fucking structure? Structure is the multiplier. You ain't think I was gonna be ready for that shit, huh? You was like, I'm about to whoop his ass with this one. Bang, bang, bang. You got your old little highlights ready to put the side by side and have me going up, putting my quotes and shit, my bullshit about. Yeah, I know.
He
Yeah.
knows.
He knows.
Okay. I mean, since you
Don't
got
get
some comments
quiet.
there,
Come on, who we got?
Miss
Go ahead,
Ashley.
Murph.
No,
Oh,
What you
that's
think
Ashley.
about
It's
this
on
rookie
Ashley.
thing?
I spoke.
yeah,
I
because
spoke.
Ashley had a great take last time about what JJ should do with
She did.
this team.
I
Granted,
had
she
very
did say
little to
Yeah,
bench
say about
and
it.
LeBron, which I
everybody
didn't agree
wanted to
with.
call me fucking crazy and
You
say
said bench
this bitch
LeBron.
don't
That
know
was
what
the
she's
only crazy
talking
thing you
about.
He
said.
coming
That's
out,
fact.
Bench
girl.
LeBron. She did say that.
Say it with your chest.
But I
And
agreed with her on that statement for sure.
yeah, and I think it's shown itself. Like I don't know if it's about completely taking one of them out the starting lineup, whatever the case may be, or if it's just staggering their minutes. Like obviously it's not working to having both of them on the floor at the same time for a long period of time. And like that's okay. And that's it's similar to what Chris said. Like you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the right system, if you don't have the right system really, it's not going to work. Like if you guys aren't in alignment, it doesn't matter. And we're seeing that firsthand because we all had great expectations for the Lakers. I'm sure Aaron was super excited, right? But
He
but
was.
with
Yes, he
that being
was.
said, you have to be able to make the tough decisions. And at the time when I did say it, the right decision was to bring Braun off of the bench at the time, right? Now I'm not so sure what it looks like. Maybe starting them together and then after that you got to figure out, give them both the first half, the first quarter to figure out who do I need to keep in the second half. And then you have to go quarter by quarter because like you can't sit here and with that much talent and obviously the complication of LeBron's age and everything, like it's not going to be consistent of who's like going to be that guy tonight. It's not going to be consistent in who is going to be the better matchup with like the rest of the team. It's going to be different, but nobody ever wants to hear that. Nobody ever wants to hear my woman ass opinion, and that's okay because now I'm right. Fuck all y'all.
Hey,
Hey,
clock
Junior,
it. We're
Junior, I know you
clocking.
can hear this. Make sure you get that timestamp for me.
Aaron, I don't got much to say about it. I just feel like it needs to be a definitive hierarchy on the team, and I think it needs to go to Luca. Like I, I think Luca is the best player on the team. He is a younger version of Bron without the athleticism. It just needs to go through Luca. Bron needs to take that step back and be the option, be an option. I don't know what that will be because he can be from first to fifth, being an option on the team and just allow Luca to get to play. Because like that shot, I was watching it again today. Like when they was playing the Magic, Luca should have shot that. If that was Mavericks, Luca, he would have pulled that, and if he would have missed it, we would have been okay with it. But he was like, "Oh, LeBron was calling for the ball." But you are better than LeBron right now. You're better than LeBron. That was a better shot that you had. You had a better shot there than LeBron's turnaround, even though he made it against the Wizards. And what did he say? He saw three baskets or whatever. He shot for the middle one, whatever.
Like Cap.
That just you have to.
Right.
He did say that. No, Bron did say that. He said, "I saw
I know
three
he said
I don't
baskets
that.
and
give
I
a
shot
fuck
for the
what
middle."
he said. I don't give a over here with these Stevie Wonder allegations. Get the fuck out of here. Come on now.
Yeah, but no, they just need to have a definitive hierarchy and just let it go through Luca, and then just live and die with whatever happened with how Luca managed the team that night.
Darion. I said I'm going last.
No, I don't have much. Chris, you said your piece. I'm
Four
cool
score
with
and
that.
7 years ago.
I agree with Ashley in the sentiment of fine. I don't want to say less LeBron, but I guess playing Bron a little bit more strategically. You know what I mean? Having him stagger away from Luca, I think that gives him a little bit more of a quarterback type of role with a second unit or a different unit that doesn't involve Luca, and just letting Luca do his thing because clearly he plays better when he's totally in command. So I agree with both you and Kyle, you and Ashley. So I don't have much else though. Go ahead and do your thing, bro.
So are we just simply discussing JJ and Mike Brown, or are we discussing the whole LA team just in general?
I want both because you can probably deliver that a little bit better than me.
Okay, well, Mike Brown, Chris, I agree, doing a way better job in terms of handling, how they're handling their teams, especially when it comes to like the struggles that they've been going through, up and down, positive, negative. Mike Brown, when it comes to the negative stuff that's happened, has by far handled it better than JJ has. Not going to disagree with you there. Ashley, I agree with you. Something's got to change in terms of staggering their minutes or finding out some sort of unit that works well with LeBron and one that works well with Luka. Because obviously, what the fuck we got out there now ain't fucking working. And I don't know about y'all, but I hit the panic button back in December when we talked about JJ Redick having private meetings with LeBron and Luka about picking up their defensive effort. And now you're telling me that we can't beat a Phoenix Suns team without D-Book and Dylan Brooks while we had our whole starting five. It's no longer a lake show, it's a shit show. All right? And now we have internal drama with this whole DeAndre Ayton situation, which is creating a rift in the locker room, possibly. On top of that, there's growing chatter about Luka's passiveness in clutch moments, as we just said, talking about, oh, the shot was too deep. Nigga, I've seen you pull up from the logo. Now, all of a sudden, the shot to you doesn't look good. Get the fuck out of here. Come on now. Lastly,
To be
hold on, I ain't done yet, nigga.
I know.
Lastly, and this is the one that has really pissed me off. We recently hired former UVA head coach Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
Got to shout out his resume real quick. 3-time NCAA Coach of the Year, National Coach of the Year, and he won the NCAA Championship in 2019. We hired him to be the draft advisor for us. Right? Since when the fuck have the Lakers built a championship team through the draft? Who was the last draft pick that actually worked out for the Lakers? Ain't no need to answer that, y'all, because I got the answer for y'all. The last time we had a draft pick that worked out for us is 1996 when we drafted a 17-year-old kid by the name of Kobe Bean Bryant. That's the last draft pick that fucking worked out for us. If y'all can name another one, let me know. I'm talking about specifically for the Lakers. I ain't talking about Julius Randle because he eventually went to the Knicks.
You didn't really draft him, though.
He did. He
got
went to the
traded.
Hornets. Kobe went to the Hornets.
He got traded there.
So my point still stands. The last
it's probably
draft pick
further
that was
than
worth a damn was Kobe Bean Bryant. All right. And
Well, if you're gonna talk about this organization versus what they've done in past, you also got to keep in mind this it's completely new outside of Rob Pelinka. He's the only common person that is gonna bridge the gap between Lakers of old and Lakers of new. So if this new organization thinks this is the way to go, then we got to rock with it and see how it plays out for the next decade.
Build our team through the draft. We build our team through free agency
You
and trades.
didn't build it through the draft. That doesn't mean you can't build it going forward.
We have it. When was the last time we built the team through the draft?
Again, you keep bringing up the past.
When was the last time we did it? We've never done it. In the history of the Lakers, we've always gotten a free agency or a trade. Whether it was Wilt Chamberlain, whether it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, drafted. Get that one. James Worthy, drafted. Get that one. But then it took us 10 more years or 15 more years till we got another draft pick that actually worked out in our favor. That was Kobe Bryant. How do we get Shaq? We fucking signed him or traded for him in free agency. And then after that, Pau Gasol. Then after that, LeBron James. We don't build a team through the draft. We get them through free agency and trades. And this whole, I don't see how Clint Capella caught a stray for no reason. All right, because if you look at his numbers, Clint Capella's best statistical years is better than DeAndre Ayton's best statistical year. People forget that Clint Capella led the league in rebounds 2 seasons in a row at 14 rebounds a game. Yeah. And keep in mind, Ayton was the #1 overall pick.
Yeah.
There were no expectations for Clint Capella, but yet he still thrived. His best 2 years, he averaged 17 and 13 and 15 and 14. And clearly, I'm not getting that from Ayton on a consistent basis. So maybe he might want to turn into fucking Clint Capella.
I'm going to say, yeah.
And I'm happy Clint Capella defended himself by saying, dog, you got the best 2 floor generals on the floor. Lock the fuck in.
Yeah, I think that was just a wrong person to compare yourself to. Because everywhere that Clint Capella goes, like especially when he's on the Rockets, like he's in the Hawks, like he was just a lob threat. Like he's a great rim to rim, defensive, run the rim, throw the ball up. He dunks the ball, he goes back down the court, he does what he's supposed to do. DeAndre Ayton, I think he just has too much of an ego, and he thinks that he's the 4th option on that team, like definitively the 4th option on that team. And I don't understand why he don't just want to be the 4th option, just have a good career, because people gonna give up on you after a while. He tried to be the guy. He's tried to be the main person. He tried to on the Trailblazers. Then he went to the Suns. He had a great team, and he didn't fit the Suns. Now you have 2 of the best players in the league, and then still don't fit. So it's just like going down to Sacramento. They'll help you out. They need you.
First round exit. Cancun 1, 2, 3. Cancun.
That aside, just to address this comment here. Who wants to take this?
They need a true post up big man, brother. I've been saying this.
Y'all got dominating. Y'all good.
No,
I mean, it's like, why does the Lakers always need so much? You got three dominant, great players that we're talking about. You know what I mean? That does it take all of that, all of these different assets to actually compete or win a championship or get to the finals? You
I
know what
just
I
don't
mean?
think
Like
these
everybody
assets
doesn't have
fit
a
well.
great center, a great post-up guy, a great, oh shit, we need a shooter that can do this. Oh, we need a fucking point guard that can, like most teams don't have every box checked. So why are they not good enough with what they have? I mean, I'm all for the big, but like you say, you got Ayton. That's a very formidable big. And then you have three guys that can get a bucket at any time. I just go back to what Ashley said. Stagger the minutes. They're all averaging about 33 minutes a game. So it's not like, I mean, it's only three guys. You got a shit ton more minutes. You know, they can all get their minutes. You can stagger it a little bit. Sometimes they all play together. Sometimes it's just strictly, you know, maybe the thing is you only have two of them out there together the majority of the time. But then figuring out the bigs and all the other pieces, again, that goes back to strategy and coaching.
I
But
think
that being said, I do want to address something. Do y'all think that Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma, those were all good picks for that, you know, that the Lakers drafted. I think Bob did. I think Pelinka did a great job with those three picks. Now, what happens is you end up shipping them out for different assets and things of that nature.
or
As you
LeBron.
said, you built no, not for Brian, you know, for AD and others. So, Brian just came in free agency,
Oh yeah, that's
but
right. Sorry,
yeah,
that's why that
so
was for AD. My bad.
yeah,
My
yeah.
bad.
So they're getting assets in the draft. I mean, they're not doing terrible in their picks.
But in terms of developing, like what was the
They're not.
last draft pick that we actually developed? That last one was Kobe Bryant. Because when you're a franchise like the Lakers, they're not in the business of being patient and waiting till you get to your peak. We're ready to win now. Now, Boston is a different story. They did that with Tatum and Brown, right? That's their most recent ones. But just before that, they did what the Lakers did. They went out in free agency and traded for people because they were ready to win now when they got Ray Allen and KG.
You ain't wrong, brother. I mean, you know, the Lakers aren't typically keeping a drafted guy very long. I mean, they're gonna use that as he's developing. You know, typically they're gonna package
We didn't
him.
even draft AR. He was undrafted. He just happened to work out for us. But it took 4 or 5 years for him to get to what he's doing now. We didn't expect that from him.
No doubt.
It's over. We suck. Ass. Cheeks. All right.
All right. On that note, any last words?
It was another question on that too, right? Didn't it?
Nah, he said it. He said he just need a. He's a forward playing a center.
Oh, yeah. Brody said,
He said each of them need the ball
Need
in
the
their
ball in their
hands.
hands. You're right, John Henry.
Oh yeah, for facts. He is absolutely correct. We got three ball dominant players, which is why this summer we already know who's not going anywhere. That would be Luka. All right, LeBron, we don't know what's going to happen, and then AR, we got to figure out if or
Don't keep
how we're going to pay him. And then Ayton's on; he has a player option, so he could
gone.
come back.
Get out of there.
I mean, everything is affected for AR if he leaves LA, right? His marketing, his shoe deals, all of those things. He has a China shoe deal. All of those things will be affected in some way leaving LA, going to a different market, unless it's like, you know, New York or Chicago, Boston, Miami, something like that. So I would think he's going to have the desire to stay and potentially maybe take a little bit less in order to stay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
my
whoa! If
opinion.
I'm him, I'm not taking a pay cut. Nah, no, no, no,
Who,
no, no,
DeAndre?
no. No, I'm talking. He said
Come
AR.
on, AR.
Kyle. We're gonna have to pay him 230 million. We're gonna have to.
Give him that bag. He deserved it.
Ayton is a forward being forced to play center, which he does not.
He's 7 foot. And they ain't got.
He's
It
7
does
foot.
not have the
He
handle.
does
Does not have the handles of KD. Get your ass on the block.
He don't even
And
have the
he can't-
handles of AD. Sorry.
Like,
AR wants to be elected. There we go. See, come on now.
Hey, John, I agree. I
Hey,
want
this
him
brother
to be
know
a
what he's
Laker.
talking about.
I
Yeah, I
want
can't
him to
afford
be
it.
a Laker, but it's a matter of money, dog. It's a
they can't
matter
even
of
afford
money.
him.
Yeah. No, I think he's gonna stay. I think he would pay. I think he would take slightly less. I guarantee you, if there's multiple offers on, well, there are gonna be multiple offers on the table. But like, he got. Let's play make believe. He has Charlotte. He has. Well, I ain't gonna say Detroit because I can't put my dogs in there. You feel me? But yeah, Charlotte. He has
Man,
Utah.
Charlotte
He
got a white
has.
boy.
I don't know, several others, and LA is a little short. I think he's gonna roll that.
He turned out. He did turn down being
Yeah,
drafted by
he
them because he wanted to be a Laker. But now
Bet
that
on
he's
himself.
owed 230 million, like, are the Lakers like going to pay that?
Lakers
Or they
gotta pay.
Or they're going to give that to Giannis? You don't know. They could give it to Giannis if they wanted to. Or
I
they gonna
really
make
hope
room for
Giannis doesn't go
Giannis.
there. I really hope Giannis.
Different guys. You got bird rights. They can go significantly over the cap with the bird rights for a guy that you have. Well, maybe they could. Well, it would end up being a sign and trade. So they could do it in a sign and trade. Yeah, you're right.
Don't get my hopes up, Chris. I've lost all hope.
I mean, but why? Well, shit. You know what? That's the history. Lakers. You know, it is what it is. But I was gonna say, like, damn, how many guys they got to get in order to be, to satisfy you?
I want an all-star team. That's what I want.
Jesus, that has not worked recently with anybody.
Hey, just another franchise just as impactful as the Lakers is Boston. You see what they doing with what they working with what they got.
That's because they got a great coach over there. Shout out Joe Mazzulla.
Very nice. All right. John and everyone else in the comments, thank you for today.
Yes.
That's pretty much the show for tonight. So as always, I want to shout out the amazing group that we have here, obviously with Ashley, Chris, Kyle, and Aaron for obviously talking their shit, especially Aaron, god damn, but giving some great insight for y'all tonight. Make sure you obviously like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Please feel free to ask us any questions and all questions for next week. We are Entirely Media, and we'll catch you next.